Oh, it's recording now. Now it's recording. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my god. That's some bullshit. Hey guys, it's Boffy Rocks. This is going to be the first video in a new series where I just whine and bitch and rant about random fucking shit that just pisses me off. And I've opened this up on Twitter. I've gotten a lot of positive feedback about the possibility of doing this, so I'm thinking about doing it. I have no idea how often I'll upload, so take that into consideration. Sorry, I have to make sure that the recording is still doing it. I've already gone through all this fucking spiel, and my webcam stopped recording midway, and I don't understand why. So, like I said, I don't know how long I'm going to be uploading this, or how often I'm going to be uploading this, rather. I don't know necessarily if you guys are going to enjoy this. I'm gonna gauge your feedback on whether or not I keep doing this, but I do want to hear your topics of conversation that you might want me to address. So go ahead down below in the comments on Twitter, give me a shout out, give me a topic that you want me to talk about. But generally, this is just going to be issues and problems with the gaming industry. And I want to hear your thoughts on this as well. So conversation down below. Be nice though. I will delete your comment if you're not nice. We've got a really good thing going on with this channel right now in that I don't really have too many haters right now. Granted, I'm not nearly as big as I used to be, but nobody's really fucking flaming on my channels, which just blows my mind away right now. So I want to keep it that way as long as I possibly can. So don't be obnoxious. Don't be mean. Seriously, I want to hear your legitimate thoughts, but be as nice as you can. With that in mind, today's topic of conversation is going to be, right after my coffee, which console is better? Yeah, that's something that'll alienate a bunch of people. That'll also just divides the gaming community in half. Who likes which console? PS4, Xbox One. Maybe you don't have one of those yet. Maybe you're still doing the PS3, Xbox 360 fight. And for those of you seriously in the dark age, PS2, GameCube, or Xbox. Which is better? Here's my honest opinion, and I'm going to preface this by saying I have had basically every major console that has been released, with a couple exceptions. Like, I've never owned an Atari Jaguar, which God knows that was a fucking failure. I've also never owned like a Philips CDI, and I don't have a Wii or a Wii U. But however, I do have a PS1, a PS2, a PS3, a PS4. I have owned an Xbox. I own a 360 and an Xbox One still currently. I owned a Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance. I skipped the SP. I went straight to the DS. Didn't get the 3DS yet, but whatever. Not the point. I've also got a pretty damn good gaming PC. So if you want to see the specs to that, down in the description. I've got my setup and my specs down below. I'm kind of open to the idea that one of them could be the best, but I'm not going to isolate myself into just one console and call myself a gamer. Now, you can do that. I'm not saying you can't. But to completely ignore the competition does not foster creativity or community conversation. Really, it doesn't. Because the problem is when you isolate yourself into one fucking console and say, this one's the best. Fuck all the others. Who cares? And maybe I'm being overly harsh right now. Maybe I am. But hear me out, okay? Because honestly, I don't have a problem with people who claim they like one over the other. That's fine. Whatever. Personal opinions. We're all allowed to have them. But when you go to the internet and start bashing the other one, that's when I start having a problem, because you're not bashing the other console. You're bashing the people who like that other console, and in turn, they retort back, and then it becomes a he said, she said, well, you're a fucking idiot, well, you're a dumbass, blah, 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 and those are the nice comments. I look at it as, if you have a personal opinion, by all means, that's fine. I'm not going to hate on you for that. And to be completely honest, adults generally don't have this conversation. And when I mean adults, I mean people in their 20s, 30s who still are gamers, but don't really care one way or the other. It really comes down to which one do they prefer, and they don't hate on other people for liking the other one. You know, look at it hardware-wise. Okay, well, the PS4 has better specs than the Xbox One. Yeah, I'll admit that. The PS3 had better specs than the Xbox 360. Sure. The Xbox had better specs than the PS2. PS2 fucking kicked ass. PS2 was easily the hands-down winner of that generation. Whereas 360 was easily hands-down winner of last generation. I don't care about you PS3 fanboys, because you got to be completely honest. The 360 owned the good majority of the market share. The PS3 made a really good comeback toward the end, but toward the end, people were picking up PS3s because they were really, really cheap, and they skipped out on them all the previous years because they didn't have the money and they had a 360, so why get a PS3? And then this generation, the PS4 is kicking ass. So, I mean, like I said, I own both of this generation. I own both of last generation. I skipped out on Nintendo, but that's just my personal preference. I look at it as the best console is which is the best console for you, okay? For you, the user. Does it do what it says it's going to do? Are you having fun? That's it. There's the list. Does the console do what it's supposed to do? And are you having fun? If those are both true, why would you not like the opposite if the opposite is true for the opposite one? I prefer my 360 over my PS3. Yes. I have not had enough time with my PS4 to say I prefer the PS4 over the Xbox One or vice versa, because that's just an unfair claim to make at the moment. I haven't had enough time with the PS4 yet. I just recently got it. It really comes down to, are you having fun? And can you have fun on the other console as well? If the answer is yes, then who cares? Who cares which is the best? Does it really matter that much for your own self-esteem to justify your purchase? And keep in mind, the people that get online and bash on the other ones, and I may be talking directly to some of you right now, so I don't know. Take personal offense if you want to, maybe not. I don't know. The people that get online and post hate comments about the opposite console or PC or whatever generally fall into the category of they're a child who does not have the disposable income necessary to buy it all. They just don't. And that's nothing to say anything against them. That's just that they're living with their parents still. And they don't have a job and they don't have disposable income. Yeah, they can mow lawns and pet sit and maybe do some random chores around the house, but at the end of the day, how much money is that going to get you? Maybe enough for a couple of games. A console? Man, you got to save up for a long time, at least from my experience. We got these kids who, when it comes birthday, Christmas time, they have something in mind that they want. Whether it's a PS4, Xbox One, yada yada, doesn't matter. They have something in mind that they want, and so that's what they direct their attention towards. They don't even care about the other console. And I totally fell into that group when I was younger. I did. I really, really wanted an original Xbox because I wanted to play Halo and Halo 2. And I knew the online on the original Xbox was better than the PS2's online. It just was. It just was. I mean, so I really wanted an Xbox and I focused in on it. I said, fuck the PS2, fuck the GameCube. I'm going to curl up in a little fucking ball and like just cover my ears and not listen to anything, not listen to anything anybody ever told me about the other consoles. I just did. And so I got enough money through birthday, through Christmas, through mowing lawns, doing everything I just said, and bought myself an original Xbox. And I had a ton of fun with it. It wasn't until years down the road when I finally picked up a PS2 and a GameCube and realized, okay, the GameCube has its merits, but holy shit, the PS2 is where it's at. It was years later. If everybody's telling you that you picked the wrong console, well, that sucks. I just saved all that. I just said that sucks, and my Xbox kicked on its Connect. But yeah, I just saved up all this money and all this time, and I bought this console that I really wanted, and now everybody's telling me that it sucks, and I made the wrong choice, and I wasted all my money, and I should have got this, and oh my god, I don't want to be isolated from my friends. So you have to bash on the other one. You just do. It's just gut reaction. And I get that, but I also don't get that. My friends and I, we were actually pretty cool about this because we all had varying consoles. Like I said, I had an Xbox. A few others of them had Xboxes, so I could play Halo 2 with them. We actually got a pretty large LAN party together over 4 or 5 Xboxes and just split screened it for Halo 2's release. I had friends who had PS2s. I had friends who had GameCubes. And whenever we wanted to do something and we wanted to have multiple consoles, we just brought each other's in. So we all got exposure to all of them, and we all respected the merits of each one. But as a result of this, I never really grew up with any animosity toward the other console. I never became a fanboy in any sense of the word. There's things I dislike about all the consoles, but there's also things I like. So they all have their positives and their negatives. Why can't the rest of the gaming community acknowledge this and just move forward? We can't keep dividing ourselves, guys. We got to unite on some topic here. We got to unite on something, because if we don't unite, this is how things fall. This is how it fell before. Like, everybody was everywhere. You know, we had the Atari 2600, and this is wow. There were so many developers making so many games and so much shit on the market that it just collapsed. And right now there's not a lot on the market, but a lot of it sucks. It really does. There's not a lot new coming out, which is good, but that's a major problem right now. The best console on the PS4, or not, sorry, not console. The best game on the PS4 that I can think of off the top of my head right now is on the PS3 as well. That poster right there? Get that shit on everything, man. The fuck? That game came out in 2013. Why the fuck is it the best game right now, or one of the best games on current gen when it came out last gen? There's just shit being thrown at the market, and everybody wants it on every console because they all say their console's the best, and they all get all butthurt if it's not on their console. But the fact of the matter is, we as a community are not demanding better games. We're demanding better hardware. And hardware doesn't really matter in terms of quality of game. Yeah, the graphics are better. Who fucking cares? The graphics are the last thing I evaluate when I'm looking at the quality of a game. Does it have a good story? Is it fun to play? Those two things. As long as those two things are there, I don't give a fuck about the graphics, to be completely honest. Graphics are just a bonus at that point. So, I mean, if you guys think graphics are the most important thing, then by all means, continue to fanboy it up. Continue to say the PS4 is the better console. Continue to say the PS3 is the better console. But I guarantee you, you're not going to win, because there's always going to be somebody else on the opposite side who has the mindset of me, or thinks that the other console is the better one for graphics. Which, there's not too many people that are going to argue that the 360 is a better console than the PS3 in terms of graphics, or the Xbox One or the PS4. If they do, then they don't understand how computers work, but that's a different story as well. Anyway, I want to hear your opinion, guys, really. Am I being unreasonable in saying that gamers should just unite and demand better games? We shouldn't really care too much about the hardware it's on. We really shouldn't be hating or bashing on one person because they like, I don't know, fuck the 3DS over the Xbox One. Do we really need to bash on that? Do we really need PC Master Race? For those of you who are out there, yeah, I'm part of you guys. Do we really need a bash on the console gamers? I don't think so. I got consoles. I love consoles. I've been a console gamer up until about a couple months ago when I bought this PC. So, yeah, I'm still kind of a console gamer. I'm transitioning over, and I'm buying some more PC games than I used to, but I don't have that many yet, so I still identify as a console gamer. Do we really need a bash on them? Back and forth. Is any of this required? Is any of this beneficial in any way to any of us, other than some diluted sense of self-worth? Why does it matter? Tell me. Why does it matter? If you're having fun, does it really matter on which console? That's the question I have to ask for you. Personal opinions aside, does it really matter, or do you really need to bash, hate on, flame, criticize other people just because they don't like or don't prefer your console that you prefer? Is it necessary? That's my question to you guys this episode. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. If you like the topic, if you want to see a follow-up and have me talk about something else specific in regards to this, awesome. Go ahead and let me know. If you have a topic of conversation that you want to throw out for next video, maybe next week, maybe 2 weeks from now, I don't know. I don't have a schedule thought up for this. Throw it down below. I'm open to suggestions, but if I don't get anything that I like, then I'm just going to pick something out of my end and then just talk about that. Okay? This is totally unscripted, off the cuff, completely honest, me. It just is. So, with that in mind, thanks for watching. Go ahead and click subscribe. Do all the comment things that I said to do, and take it easy.